Thinking back to the decision block in our control flow, we have three main components. We have a condition, the code that gets run if the condition is true, and code that gets run if the condition is false. To simplify our condition, we can just write out our condition with the less than sign instead of writing it out in English. This is closer to what it will look like in our code. Ultimately, the value of inputting them or the number that the user inputs will determine which print statement is run, which is exactly what we want. We call the less than sign a relational operator. Its input are inputted num and 5. The relational operator less than states a comparison between these two inputs. The results of this overall comparison will evaluate to either true or false. Since the inputted num less than 5 comparison evaluates to a boolean, we call it a boolean expression. And a boolean expression can be used as a condition for our decision blocks. Of course, less than is just one relational operator. There are many others we could use here instead. This is a list of other relational operators we can use in our conditions. If we wanted to make our relational operator be less than or equal to instead of just less than, we can add an equal sign and it would test if the inputted num is less than or equals to 5. Similarly, for the greater than sign, we would just add an equal sign to test if the inputted num is greater than or equals to 8. To check the equality, we would use double equal signs and this would check if the inputted number is equals to 8. If it is, the statement would be true. If not, the statement would be false. To check for inequality, we use an exclamation point and an equal sign. In this case, the statement would be true as long as inputted num doesn't equals 3. It would be false in the case that inputted num equals 3. Ultimately, a condition in the decision block evaluates to true or false depending on some variable. That's what makes it a condition that can be evaluated during the program's execution and manipulates a program control flow. Now that we have an idea of how decision making works in our program, let's try implementing the fortune teller logic in Java.